Hello and Namaste. These 10 days of Vipassana was the very first time in my life I have been all alone with my mind for such a long time. I learnt a lot about myself and the power of my mind during this time. When I signed up for Vipassana, I was mainly concerned about the 10 days of silence. How would it feel to not talk for 10 days without reading or watching TV or any other distractions to keep me occupied? It turned out that this was not the difficult part. What was really hard was the long hours of meditation from 4:30 a.m. to 9 p.m. every day. When I entered the center, the person at the registration desk told me, "I hope you won't run away on the second day." Apparently, many people quit on the second day, unable to handle the sudden withdrawal from all external stimuli. In spite of this warning, I was not sufficiently prepared for what happened on the first 2 days. By the end of first day, my whole body was aching. I was feeling a lot of pain in my neck and shoulders. Do you remember the feeling when you over-exercise without drinking water? All your muscles ache and your head aches too. That's how I was feeling by the end of the first day. By 8 p.m. I could not keep my eyes open. I just wanted to rest. I went up to the teacher and asked his permission to skip the last half hour of meditation. "I'm in a lot of pain and I'm very sleepy," I told him. This is what the teacher replied in a soft-spoken and gentle tone. "The pain is to be expected. The first 3 days will be like this. It'll get better on the 4th day. As for feeling sleepy, controlling your sleep is an important skill required for meditation. Go wash your face and come back. If you are not able to sit down and meditate, you can stand and meditate." I somehow got through the last half hour and went to my room and crashed in my bed. Before I knew it, the 4 a.m. bell was ringing, waking us up for the 4:30 a.m. meditation. I got up with a splitting headache. The night's sleep seemed to have made it only worse. By afternoon, my headache was so bad, I felt nauseous. I went back to the teacher and told him that this was unbearable. He again said the same thing. This pain is part of the process. It might get worse tomorrow, but it will definitely start improving from the 4th day. Everyone experiences pain for the first 2 or 3 days. They say in the initial days of meditation, all the deeply buried negative tendencies in our mind come out and manifest as pain. The teacher compares it with a surgery. You're cutting open a deep wound which has been festering for a long time. All the pus is coming out. It is not pretty. It is painful but required. He says that meditation is not meant to make you feel good. It is meant to cleanse you. I was in a lot of pain. From the looks of it, my fellow students were suffering too. Since I could not speak to anyone, I could only guess. By 5 o'clock on the second day, I was almost in tears. I did not eat lunch and I did not go for my evening snack either. I was hoping someone will come and rescue me from this place. During the break, I went back to my room feeling really dejected and alone. Then I had this conversation with myself. "Archana, you have 2 choices here. You can go through these 10 days grumbling and regretting that you came here, counting the days till it gets over. Then each day will be hell and you would not have learned anything at the end of it. This would have been a complete waste of time. The second option is to surrender to the teaching. Don't resist anything, whether it is the schedule or the food or the long hours of meditation. Listen to the teacher with full faith and follow what he says sincerely. Then at the end of 10 days, you would have learned something. At the minimum, you would have learned how much mental strength you have." This is what I told myself. As soon as I finished having this conversation with myself, I realized something. My headache and body pain had disappeared. Until then, every nerve from my neck to the forehead was throbbing with pain. After I made up my mind to surrender to the process, all my pain disappeared. I swear I'm not making this up. It felt like someone waved a magic wand and removed all pain from my body. It was then I realized what a huge role our mind plays in our pain. Neck pain is usually a constant for me because I have cervical spondylosis. This is the first time in many years I felt no pain in my neck. After this, I did not feel any chronic pain in my body for the entire duration of the course. I have learnt about surrender when I learnt the Gita, how Arjuna surrendered to Krishna, and that's when he found his guru. But I really understood the power of surrender that day. Surrender means giving up your mental resistance, and what a difference it makes. Although my physical pain was gone, the struggle with my mind continued. I have never attempted focusing my mind for 10 hours every day. It took a lot of effort. On the fourth day, the teacher introduces another discipline. For 3 1-hour slots each day, you sit in a position and take a vow not to move. They call it Aditthana. You sit still and don't shift your position for that 1 hour. It is a tough exercise. You have to divide your willpower between focusing on the meditation and not shifting your position. It was while doing this on the 5th day, I had another experience with my mind. I am sitting in meditation and I could feel 2 distinct entities within me. There was me and there was my mind. I was thinking, I am not having any pain. I can sit in this position without shifting. As soon as this thought occurred, I could feel my mind dialing up the pain. Almost immediately, the pain in my glutes shot up. So I thought, it's all right. The pain has increased, but it is bearable. I will sit still for some more time. As soon as I thought this, my leg moved on its own accord. It was as if my mind was controlling my body independently without involving me. I know this sounds crazy, but this is how I experienced it. There was me and my mind, and we were at loggerheads. The whole of 5th day, it felt that my mind was fighting me at every turn. On the 6th day, I could sense a change in its mood. It felt like my mind was on the verge of breakdown. It was as if my mind was screaming inside my head, "Stop it, stop it, stop it, stop it." After a point, I could not even keep my eyes closed. Every day at the entrance of the meditation hall, they put up a quote which somehow reflects the mood of that day. On the 6th day, it said something like this: "Burn in the fire of meditation. Gold becomes pure only by melting in fire." I cannot tell you how perfectly it summed up the 6th day. That evening, as I sat down for meditation, I was mentally drained. It was the 6 o'clock slot when we are supposed to take up Aditthana, where we make a promise not to move for 1 hour. I knew I was not prepared for this intense meditation. I sat down and spoke to my mind. First, I gave a name to my mind. I called it A2. I am Archana 1 and my mind was Archana 2, A2. I said, "A2, I don't think I can do this anymore, and I can see you're also on the verge of collapse. So I'm not going to ask you anything now. I'm going to sit here for the next 1 hour and you do whatever you want to do. You can roam around as you wish." I sat there observing my mind. After a few minutes, I felt my mind calm down, like how a child calms down after a tantrum. Then it started focusing on the meditation without me asking it to. I spoke to it again. "A2, thank you for coming back to me. The teacher has asked us to do these 2 things, to meditate and to sit still. If you cooperate with me for the meditation, I will not insist on sitting still. We can shift our position whenever you want. That was the best 1 hour of meditation I have experienced. My mind stayed with me through the entire duration. From that day on, me and my mind stopped fighting with each other. Like two warring couples who rediscover the joy of being together, next 4 days were complete bliss. Every time I sat down for meditation, my mind joined me and worked in complete harmony with me. I too learned to treat my mind with respect. Previously, when my mind wandered, I used to yank it back to where I wanted to be. I stopped doing that. Whenever it wandered, I was more gentle in dealing with it. I spoke to my mind politely and coaxed it back. I treated my mind like an equal, not like an unruly child as I usually do. This time spent alone with my mind helped me develop a healthy relationship with it. Because there was no other distractions, I was aware of every thought that crossed my mind. These 10 days showed me what I can do with a cooperative mind. When we work in unison with our mind, how easy things become. Another revelation was how the mind dealt with hunger. The teacher told us on the first day to eat less, only quarter of what you normally eat. On the second day, since I decided that I'll surrender to the teaching, I followed this advice. I ate very little. I did feel hungry though. Normally, when I feel hungry, I get these cravings. I will go looking for a snack or wonder how long before the next meal. But that did not happen here. Although I felt hungry, I felt no cravings. This was the first time I experienced anything like this, hunger without craving for food. It was as though my mind knew that I did not have access to food and decided not to waste its time craving. I lost 4 kgs of weight in these 10 days, the most effortless weight loss I've ever experienced. At the end of 10 days, I felt so light in my mind. Not only had I physically lost weight, it felt as though my mind too had lost a lot of excess fat. This was my personal experience with Vipassana. I cannot say every person goes through the same experience because each of us is dealing with our own mind and each of our minds is different. Everyone goes through their own set of experiences. This was mine. That's it from me. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and press the bell icon for reminders. Please share this video with like-minded people. Until next time, Namaste.